Thank you. Am I loud and clear here? Okay. Okay. And I want to thank the Valley Forge Patriots for giving me this opportunity to talk about horse slaughter. You may wonder why, we should be discussing a subject like this when gas prices are rising. We have a struggling economy and this is an election year, but I hope that I will answer your questions and educate you about this very serious matter. In his election campaign, President Obama promised the American people that he would work to end the slaughter of United States horses now being transported to Mexico and Canada. But along with all of the other broken promises, on November 18, 2011, Congress passed and the President signed an omnibus spending bill that makes it legal to slaughter horses once again in the United States. With this action, Congress and the President have put every horse in the nation in danger. Polls show that 70 to 80% of Americans oppose horse slaughter. At the end of 2011, more than 5,000 signed an official We the People White House petition in an effort to persuade the President to sign the American Horse Slaughter Prevention Act of 2011. In a nutshell, this act bans the possession, transport, purchase, sale, delivery, or receipt of a horse or horse flesh for human consumption. Once again, we need to follow the money trail. Even though a majority of Americans are opposed to horse slaughter, too many pockets in Washington are being lined while foreign companies are making millions of dollars by killing American horses. That's right, the slaughterhouses are foreign-owned, with the meat going to Europe or Asia, where horse meat is a delicacy. And the American taxpayer will subsequently pay for an industry which it vehemently opposes on moral and ethical grounds. An estimated $5 million will go to fund USDA horse meat inspectors for foreign-owned slaughter plants. This was written by a former mayor from Texas. The more I learn about horse slaughter, the more certain I am there is no justification for horse slaughter in this country. My city was little more than a doormat for a foreign-owned business that drained our resources, thwarted economic development, and stigmatized our community. There is no justification for spending American tax dollars to support this industry at the expense of Americans and our horses. We elect our government officials to oversee our best interests, and that includes the welfare of the American horse, which made our country what it is today. Horses are a part of American history. Horses are faithful companions to man, and their utility has made them a key part of many great events in history. From serving in wars to the Pony Express, as transportation or simply running races faster than ever before, man has long had a dependence on and a fascination with horses. The idea of eating horses in this country goes against the very nature of the American citizen. This is another government overreach going against the will of we the people. We also need to close our borders not only to illegal immigrants, but we also need to stop having our horses taken into Mexico and Canada where they have slaughterhouses. Locally, just a short drive away is the New Holland Sales Stable, where every Monday livestock and horses are brought in for auction. Many horses never get the chance to find a home. They are stamped with "kill only" on their rump. And recently, a 24-year-old Malvern woman who worked with horses was found selling horses that people entrusted to her to find good homes for. One owner wanted to go see his horse, and she was quoted as saying that these crazy people need to stop looking for their horses. They're already in someone's freezer. She was given a slap on the wrist for selling these horses to kill buyers. Back in 2004, NBC Channel 10 did an investigative report on the slaughter of horses in the United States. This was very disturbing to watch, but on occasion, we need to see or hear something cruel and ugly, something that will this is really hard. Something that will shake us to the core and motivate us to take action. And that's what I'm doing now. Slaughter is not a humane death. This is a Holocaust for horses. In a comprehensive report, and after years of investigation, Animals Angels USA found that the instant horse is designated a kill horse. Handling and treatment change dramatically. A kill horse is typically treated with cruelty, violence, and aggression. Horses destined for slaughter are subject to being transported with no rest, water, food, or shelter for dangerously extended periods of time. Horses are purposely dehydrated so that the slaughterhouses can obtain a more accurate weight of their meat. Horse slaughter is the leading cause of cruel and inhumane treatment of horses. Horses are intelligent animals that are highly sensitive and acutely aware of their environment. They react to the smell of blood, the sounds of other horses being slaughtered, and react violently to death when they see the stun gun aimed at their heads, which drives a 4-inch spike into their skulls. They make desperate attempts to flee with extreme panic and fear. They prance back and forth and with their ears pinned and eyes wide open in terror. This inevitably results in the instrument hitting the horse and wounding it and not rendering it unconscious, resulting in repeated blows and immense suffering. Video evidence demonstrates a horse being hit 11 times while crying out. Although the captive bolt gun is intended to render the horse unconscious, the vast majority of horses are entirely aware of what is happening as their throats are slit and they are bled out. The truth and the reality is that the initial strike to the horse's brain isn't intended to kill it because the heart must continue to pump in order for the blood to bleed out of the horse's 1,000-pound body. The horse is hoisted up with chains by its hind legs and hung upside down before being slaughtered. Every horse hears the screaming and observes other horses being brutally slaughtered before befalling it themselves. Video evidence shows horses being beaten at their faces, necks, legs, and backs, purposely being blinded by bludgeoning their eyes out to get them under control, electric cattle prods inserted into their rectums to get them to move into the kill pens, mares giving birth on the kill floors and remaining alive and conscious when they were shackled and hoisted by their rear leg to have their throat cut. A former employee from a slaughterhouse said, when we killed a pregnant mare, we would take the guts out and I would take the bag out, and sometimes the baby would still be living, but we would put it in the trash can. Slaughter practice in Mexico is particularly barbaric. Workers use the Pentilla knife to repeatedly stab horses in the necks to paralyze them prior to slaughtering. The horses were still fully conscious during the beginning of the slaughter process. The slaughterhouses in Mexico are owned by Beltex, which previously operated out of Texas. In closing, if this upsets and repels you, which if it doesn't, then you're not breathing. You don't have a heart. Please turn this revulsion into positive action to stop this inhumane killing of American equines. I have petitions on the table. There are handouts that I made up. You can make copies. For me, it's easy to put horses into any conversation. Call your representatives and tell them that this is unacceptable. The goal is to prevent the slaughter of America's horses, but not regulate it. As individuals, each of us can make a difference. Thank you.